All right, this is the video that accompanies the introduction to portraits or portrait introductions assignment. So the first thing you're going to do for this assignment is you are going to get out the questions if you are in class, or if you are online, you are going to pull up this document called Portraits Video. And then read over the questions, because as you watch the video, I want you to answer the questions. Now, not all of them need to be answered while you're watching the video. You could take some notes and then come back and answer them later, such as this one, number 2. Who would you create a commemorative portrait of and why? So in the video, you're going to have to learn about what is a commemorative portrait, but after you're done watching the video, you would come back and answer that question. So that's the first part. There are 6 different questions there. Please answer them, give details or cite evidence to support your answers. Then the next thing you're going to do is this drawing of facial features. So you're going to start on a new page in your sketchbook. Go ahead and label it facial features. And the assignment asks that you divide your page up into quarters. And the way I want you to do this is to divide it in half up and down, and then in half side to side. It's always a good idea to write the date. And then, of course, you are going to have to sign it or put your artist's signature on there. So what's going to happen is you are going to look at a reference photo. And in each one of these, you are going to draw one facial feature larger than life size. So it takes up about, I would say about half. Do not trace. Don't put your paper up to the screen or on top of one of the printouts if you're in class. But what I want you to do is on each one of these facial features, there's kind of like a little drawing of things to pay attention to. But then you are actually looking at the shape and the features of one of these photos here. So you're going to choose one eye, one nose, one mouth, and then one ear. So if you are in class, I really encourage you to draw on top of the photo. I just said no tracing, but what this is going to do is it allows your muscles to kind of learn those shapes and look at those different relationships and curves and lines. So with the eye, the thing I would start out with is, of course, the eyeball. So the eyeball, in order to get this to be large enough so that it fills up most of the space, I would start a circle that's about the size of a quarter. Then I am going to look at what this line is doing. So I call this the eye booger catcher on the inside. How does it curve? Where does it make that bend? Is it a gentle curve? Is it more like a point? And then one of the things I'm going to look at is how long this is compared to that. So as I'm looking in the white space is kind of the negative space. So you can see I'm very sketchy here until I know I've got everything in the right spot. I do want you to draw, like if you see highlights or shadows, I want you to draw around those, and you are eventually going to shade in. The next line is this, where the lid is. This is probably a little bit. So you're going to just continue in this manner. Use the photo references. Use the little drawing guides. They're a little hard to see, but you might be able to see them a little bit easier on canvas. And then once you have drawn, like look at this lower lash line. That's not right up on the eyelid. It's a little bit farther away. So be very specific. Think about proportions for the eyebrow. I think about this space right here. See how it's wider or taller over here and then shorter, narrower together there. So it is okay to draw on a reference photo to help you see, but we're not tracing this, putting it under our paper and then drawing it that way. So once I have a good general outline or contour line of where everything is, then I can go start shading. So you're going to do an eye. You're going to pick one of these noses. The important part of the nose is kind of to think about this as a ball or a circle, and then kind of these two lines on either side, kind of like parentheses. With the mouth, this line right in here is so important. This is the line where your upper lip matches or meets your lower lip. And then, the corners of your mouth. This is also can be really important, this area up here. And then the ears are so tricky. If you have a photocopying class, it might be hard to see, but probably you'll want to do this middle one. But you'll look at all those intricate shapes, those unusual shapes. You're going to look at them first and then draw them. So for this assignment, you're going to take a picture. If you are in class, you're going to take a picture of your notes, and then a picture of your 4 drawings with shading. Or if you are at home, you are going to submit this document right here and then a photograph of this page. I will have you put it in the document that is already started with the questions.